FX Nation, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a quick New York session video that I made for you guys. So kind of to show you what the mindset was going into New York session for the four pairs that we trade. So pound JPY, pound USD, NAS 100 and gold. So just sharing my thoughts on New York. Sharing the entire process. You can see what it actually looks like and what I'm really looking for on the specific pairs. If you want to follow us on this journey, guys, make sure that you're part of our Discord group. Links are in the description. And as you know, or if you're new to the channel, we're starting a year-long series where we're following pound JPY, pound USD, NAS 100 and gold. If you want to be part of that, and I'm going to share my entire system step by step throughout the entire year, go ahead and like and follow, subscribe, and join us in our free Discord. That way you can follow the system, get to know, and chat with other traders that are also doing the exact same thing. But with that being said, guys, let's get right into this quick video for the New York session. All right, back at it again. Pound USD. Not going to be a continuation trade based on how price action is. It looks like it wants to go high and retest the highs here, so it might turn out to be a multi-session type 2. That is the only thing I would trade. If it's not that, then there is no trade. Same thing for pound JPY, going back up obviously to retest these highs. Again, 193, 100 would be what I'm looking for retest, and it would have to be, you know, some form of a multi-session setup. Again, still waiting to see if it stops and starts to give us some kind of confirmation, but if not, again, not a big deal. It's either gonna do it or it's not, and if it doesn't, there is no trade. If it does and it gives us the right setup that we're looking for, good risk to reward ratio, then it's a trade. Same thing with pound USD. Waiting to see if we can test this high up here to make it a multi-session, and if it is, great, and if it doesn't, that's okay. I don't care. It's just all about patience and waiting for the right setup that you want to see, and if it's there, it's there, and if it's not, it's not, and that's just it. But that's it. There's no other setups. Obviously gold, it's already done for me at least. And NAS 100, I just don't like how it looks, honestly. So yeah, I just don't like how it looks, and so to me there's nothing there to trade right now. We'll keep you updated on these and see if there is a trade, or if there's not a trade, I don't know. Hopefully we can find out, I don't know, maybe the next 2 or 3 candles or so. All right guys, so pound JPY went up, retested 193, gave us a railroad track, and now we have that railroad track was the leg, or third leg really, that we needed. That was the pattern that we needed for an entry. So entry was right after the railroad track, and then a 2-to-1. Honestly, it's just going back down to these lows here. If we just take it only to the 50, it's about 1.75, but a 2-to-1, which is what we're aiming for, basically around 30 pips, is right at around 192,700 or so. So that would be the target on this one. Pound USD did not turn out to be anything. It is kind of struggling right now, which is okay, but unless we get some form of like a star pattern or something to come here and a real aggressive move, there's nothing here to trade. And gold continues its climb. If you held it from London, you would have been at 6-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And then of course the market just opened for NAS and for the US market, so you can already see the big move going back up. This is very likely, I think, to retest possibly 21,450 or maybe 21,440. That would be the target. Ideally, you're looking at like these highs up here. So 21,470 or something like that would be the the target based on where this is moving. But again, this is not a setup or anything like that we would have taken anyway. So, but we know what the only setup that was available that met all of basically the rules. And then now you just kind of sit in your hand after you take the trade and, you know, let it do what it's going to do. As you can see, the trade literally went right to that area, and you got a 2-to-1 out of it. So 30 pips out of it, and then immediately reversed. So what does that say about what this pair is doing? I mean, if we look at just the higher time frame, obviously it looks like it wants to, you know, probably push higher, which is fine, but might not have been the best trade or whatever. Here's the important fact that I want you guys to think about this, is the fact that before, when the session opened, we identified the only possibility for a trade that we would take based on where price action was, right? And we said if it went up to 193.100 and retested and gave us a pattern to trade, we would take the trade, right? And so railroad track, that's the pattern, went right to 93.100 and then went down literally right to 2-to-1. Actually, it wicked all the way down to the very bottom. So it's really more like a 2.5, but really 2-to-1, 30 pips, easy trade, and then immediately reversed. Okay. Now, here's what I don't want you guys to worry about. Worry about following the plan that you have based on whether or not the actual pair is, you know, giving you something to trade. Like, I don't care if this gives me a railroad track and goes back up 200 pips, because that wasn't part of my plan anyways. The only thing that I was focused on is whether or not this retested 193.100, gave me a pattern to trade, and then bringing it down for a 2-to-1 risk reward. What happens after that, I don't care. You shouldn't care either. As far as pound USD, obviously just keeps going up. So the only trade that was able to get out of that was on the London session, which is fine. Gold continues to go higher. I mean, you know, you're looking at 7-to-1 if you've continued to hold the whole time. And then NAS 100, nothing. You know, again, like I talked about it at the beginning when I was telling you guys, first target would have been the highs of yesterday, but there was no trade here for us to get into. There is no trade set up here that's within our system that we would trade in the New York session for this. Just like pound JPY, told you what the entry was after railroad tracks. Get the 2-to-1, be done. Who cares if it goes back up? I don't care. I got my 2-to-1, I got my 30 pips, and I'm out. And it doesn't matter what it does the rest of the day. You shouldn't care. It's just one day, one pair. Tomorrow's going to be another setup. So who cares? All right. So hopefully this video brought you some insights and value into New York session for, again, the 4 pairs that we're going to be trading. All right, guys, until the next one, have a good rest of the week.